When I tell you I cried on the internet,
Teki, Yatsuda, fuck you, bitch.
Sleeping on Paper Boats, I fear the mangaka just knows that she's that bitch. Like, I can't. When I tell you this read was so serious, I had to pull out a book journal for it. Look. First and foremost, Sleeping on Paper Boats is a historical piece. It takes place after World War II. Our main character, Kitahara, is a screenwriter. You actually start off the book with Kitara as a younger boy who experiences a traumatic train accident. And the trauma itself, in my opinion, kind of embodies itself in this like fictitious figment of his imagination, his younger self if he had died, but he did not die. Very interesting workaround on the personification of trauma, specifically of childhood trauma. There's a lot of things that he ended up unpacking as he kind of fell into the trauma rather than riding away from the trauma. But in that accident, he was one of 2 kids that actually survived. And one of the things that he does so that he does not think so much about that little fictitious trauma boy in the corner over there, all those words that build up inside of his brain, he just writes them down, and he's become a really great screenwriter at such a young age. However, he recognizes that he has like a curse. Anytime that he finds a muse to write about, that muse ends up dying. And so plagued by this like omen curse that he has, he decides to just stop screenwriting altogether. He's drinking, he's bar hopping, he's doing all these different things, he's getting into trouble, but one day whenever he's like in a fight, someone comes and saves him, and that someone is Yoichi. Interestingly enough, that is the other person who also survived that train accident. And Yuichi already knows about Kitahara, namely the movies that he has screenwritten for. Anyways, Kitahara is like, I don't want to write anymore, but then as he is hanging around Yoichi, falling in love with Yoichi, he recognizes that he does want to write, but he really does believe that every single time he writes about a person, this person dies, and he does not want to kill Yoichi. On top of that, he's also struggling with the depression, with the trauma, with everything, nightmares. He's really struggling with the idea of living and also struggling with the idea of wanting to live. Volume 2, he eventually gets back into screenwriting. He gets back into the groove of things. Honestly, that's all I can say because I feel like if I continue, I'm just going to spoil it because there's actually like a few twists and turns that happen within this one. I didn't expect Yatsuda to come out with like a twist and turn in volume 2. I was very shook and very happy, low key. Like, it was very interesting. I liked it. I love traumatic bodies and happy endings, justified happy endings. You can't just be like, trauma, we're together. Teki Yatsuda, the mangaka that you are.